How do you know if your thyroid gland is working in an optimal way? So, of course, the easiest is to run the blood tests, but not everybody can afford it. So, you maybe first want to look at your eyebrow. So, if the third part, this outside part, outer part, is shorter, that might be one of the signs and symptoms. If you have cold hands and feet, if you are gaining weight, if you notice the morning stiffness, if you have issues with infertility, or you have irregular menstrual cycle or amenorrhea, you lost your menstruation, if you have any vitamin and mineral deficiencies, if you are under stress, I mean, the list would be extremely low. But for those ones who want to speak to the doctor and want to see what's possible, or who wants to purchase the test from the functional medicine, I'm going to show you at the markers that you want to do. Your doctor is most probably going to run only the first marker, which is TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. So that's what the brain is saying to the thyroid gland. So usually when this number is extremely high, so in conventional medicine, you have to be over 4.5 to be taken into consideration as somebody who has hypothyroidism, and then they're going to run the other markers. As you can see in functional medicine, 2.5 is the maximum level that is accepted, and optimal is 1.5. So you can see that a client of mine who is actually taking the hormone replacement therapy is taking the thyroxine, the T4, the synthetic version. The brain reacts to it that it's normal, and maybe she's actually taking higher dose than she needs. What we are looking, the other marker is this free T4. So thyroxine needs tyrosine and 4 molecules of iodine, so the building blocks, okay? And then we need zinc and other minerals as a cofactors. Or you take the supplementation. So she's taking the supplementation, and this is the storage. So this hormone we have stored for 7 days, and she has optimal levels. She actually has maybe even more than needed, but it's optimal. And then we are looking at free T4. So you can see that it's peripheral. This is actually when it's released into the bloodstream, and free T4 is active only for 24 hours. So what we need to do is, as we have the tyrosine with 4 molecules, 1 molecule of iodine gets chopped off, and this T3 is activated. So what I already see as an issue is that she has sufficient amount of the storage, but then the free T4 is on a lower level. Is it A, because she doesn't convert it, so she doesn't have the enzyme that will convert it into the active form, or B, that she has reverse T3? And that is the answer. So she has high levels of stress in her body. And let me actually show you this educational material. This is from the Institute for Functional Medicine, where I got certified as a functional medicine practitioner, and that's why I have access to all their material. So we can see that we have thyroid gland, and factors that we need directly or indirectly are iron, iodine, tyrosine, zinc, selenium, magnesium, B vitamins, vitamin A, and all of that. So if you have watched the video about metabolomics, where I tell you exactly which vitamins and minerals you are missing and you should supplement, and then a DNA test tells you why, you would know where you are. But what can inhibit the production, let's say, of T4? It can be fluoride, because fluoride, bromide, and all of this in a periodical table, they're in the same category, so they compete with each other. There can be toxins like mercury, lead, cadmium, or autoimmune disease like celiac disease might also have impact on the thyroid gland and the function. Yeah? And then you can see that we either create the T3, the active one that we need, or the reverse T3. And when do we turn the T4 into reverse T3? When we have stress, trauma, low-calorie diet when somebody is on under-eating, inflammation in the body, so high CRP and other markers that we can test in the immune system from teletest, which you have maybe watched in other videos, toxins, infections, so Epstein-Barr virus, it's very well known that it basically attacks the thyroid gland. And I can tell you that this person has Epstein-Barr virus, so I know it. And then we also check the liver and kidney function. And then we are, of course, checking also mitochondria. So what's also important for me is always to check the antibodies, because if she had high levels of antibodies, I would know 100% that she has Hashimoto autoimmune disease. But in this case, her levels were actually very low. So she doesn't have autoimmune disease. And therefore, I know that with the hormone replacement therapy, this thyroxine that she's using, with all the vitamins and minerals, selenium, zinc, magnesium, and with hormone yoga therapy, which is basically the breath work, Ujjayi breath, we are going to put all of this under control. Actually, we already did, and she's 42 years old and she got pregnant naturally. Isn't it amazing? Yes, that's how it is. And the root cause was the Epstein-Barr virus and malfunctioning thyroid gland. So we have repaired, restored, and prepared the optimal environment. So thyroid, always please check the tests or the signs and symptoms that I mentioned. And if you would like to know more about other tests, you can watch the videos or schedule a free discovery call to find out if we would be the right match to work together.